Hey guys, it's Dr. Ashley. Welcome back to my channel and thank you for stopping here. So today I have a new video for you all and I'm going to start a new series on my channel and I'm going to call it Fan Favorites. So it's kind of like a little twist on Flashback Friday and just bringing up some old favorite eyeshadow palettes, but they don't necessarily have to be old favorites. They could be current favorites. So I came up with this idea because I was like, oh, I want to do a Flashback Friday kind of series on my channel. But then I thought about it. I was like, what if we do like a fan favorites? Because sometimes we as YouTubers, or even I've just like noticed since I started out, we don't get to play with a lot of our other palettes that I do really like in my collection. And that maybe you're still wondering if maybe you have even liked the palette, or maybe you know it's inspired you to use the palette in your collection. So today I'm talking about this is a throwback palette I'm talking about, but just like for instance, if I want to talk about like the ColourPop Good Sport palette that I really love this palette. I've used it quite a few times even off of my channel, but I've done a video of this, but this might be something that's in the Fan Favorite Friday, or maybe something like this Pretty Poison palette right here that I did just do a video on it. This palette is gorgeous, y'all, and it performs very well. So if you did not see my video, check it out on there. It's by Bad Habit, and we believe that this is actually not a dupe for something else. I know, unbelievable, huh? But today our little fan favorite, or kind of flashback if you will, palette is the Colored Raine Queen of Hearts. Oh my goodness. And this palette is so beautiful. You know, this palette came out about 2 years ago. So it's 2018, so I'd probably say around 2016, probably around this time of the year actually. And I remember picking it up and it arriving to my house like a couple of days before Christmas. And this palette, when it came out, it was like, even though like warm tone palettes were like just really the rage when it came out, and this palette was actually limited edition. So I know we have like a lot of problems with people, or not people, but companies saying things are limited edition and then like they're restocked like instantly and they're like, oh, there's not limited edition. But this palette, every time they restocked it, it just sold out, because I feel like I got it maybe on the second restock and then it sold out again like really fast, and then they had to restock it again. And I think by the time it maybe been like the third or fourth restock, they were like, you know what, we're going to make it permanent. And I feel like this palette really deserves to kind of be permanent. It's made by Colored Raine. I did mention that, you know, Colored Raine is a black owned brand and is an indie brand. They're a pretty popular brand, and you can pick up some of their items from Target now online, and they have it at Riley Rose, which is another store kind of similar to Ulta or Sephora, but they're in certain cities, and it's a new and upcoming store that carries a lot of indie brands. But you can pick up, not everything, but you can pick up certain things from Colored Raine, and their single shadows are really great. They're known for pigmentation. I mean, their foil shadows are very blendable. They're smooth, they're buttery, they're creamy. The mattes are bold, they're bright, they're vibrant, they pack a punch, they give you pigment, they're blended out easily. So Colored Raine is truly a fan of a lot of people. So I was like, you know what? Let's just play with this palette. And so this palette is still available today because, like I said, they did make it permanent. And this palette retails for $50. Now, it is a little bit more expensive side. Like I said, Colored Raine is an indie brand. Usually, sometimes indie brands, especially indie brands that really focus a lot on quality, their prices tend to be a little bit more expensive than people like Too Faced or, you know, Urban Decay. Even though those brands are kind of mid-range, they fall in there, but sometimes you end up getting less shadows, or it doesn't seem as big as a palette. And that's just because a lot of times they're making these eyeshadows in-house and they just don't have the big production budgets like these other companies that are backed like by Estee Lauder have. So if you have not seen it, but I'm sure you have seen it, this is what the Queen of Heart palette looks like. And I have used this several times, even though it looks like I have not touched it, but I haven't played with her in a very long time. And I was like, you know what, I need to do it. And you know, she comes with a mirror, and it's like this on the front, and it has this sturdy black packaging. And then on the back right here, it has this packaging. Now, Colored Raine has sales all the time. Like, they were just doing like 30% off. So you could definitely catch this palette on the sale if you do not want to pay the full price. And they also have like the Cheers to the Beauty palette. That palette, they're working on phasing it out. And I think that one palette at this moment is like $25. $25. So if you're interested in this, and it comes with this little sleeve. So I think that this is cute how they package it, but sometimes these little sleeves, they just, I don't know, they get a little irritating, because even though I like how they look, it's just that when you get ready to use it, some of these sleeves like this and the Pat McGrath ones, I like to keep. All the other boxes I don't really care to keep, but it just gets a little annoying to use. But I don't just want to store my palette like this. But I think this palette is gorgeous. This is like right on trend when all the warm tones came out. So I'm very excited to dip in and see what we created, okay? So I'm actually just going to go ahead and clip my hair back. You guys might be wondering, like, Ashley, what is going on? Like, you had your natural hair going, then you had braids, then you get back to your natural, now you got this going. So my hair is very fine and very thin and very curly all at the same time, and my hair is kind of like in an in-between point because it grows very fast, but the only problem is it's thin. I've done a lot of things to try to make it thicker, but nothing tends to make it thicker. It'll just grow, but it's another story. So you know, I'm in that crossroads where like my hair grew out so much from taking down my braids, but it's kind of like in an in-between state, and I'm like, okay, am I gonna cut it? Because it really looks better when my natural hair is short, even though it grows a lot longer, but just because it's thin, it just looks better when it's short. So I do like options, and I've kind of gotten a little bit into the wig game last year, just because, like I said, I like options, and sew-ins are just not really a good option for me, because it's just like when you braid your hair that's already tension, and then you have the hair off sewn into the braids, it's like even more. So I'm just going to actually go ahead and prime my eyelids with the Urban Decay Primer Potion Ink in the shade Caffeine. So I just put it on, and I'm going to go ahead and take this Real Techniques brush, and this is the Deluxe Crease brush, and I'm going to go ahead and blend my primer out. And I do have a bit of mascara on and blush and highlighter. My eyebrows are already filled in with the ABH Brow Definer in the shade Soft Brown. I mean, I had like a lot of errands to run today and stuff to just take care of, so I didn't have time to film earlier, so such is life. So I have on a tad bit of makeup. I did wipe my lipstick off because, I don't know, I just can't really do my eye looks with lipstick on. But like I was saying, like even with a sew-in, it's just too harsh on my hair. Even if I use a net and the hair is actually sewn to the net, like it will look like half my hair is down the sink. My hair is just naturally thin. It's just a very soft, fine texture. So I'm going to go in with my Sephora Pro 10 brush. And this, you know, it's for the crease. Make sure it's cleaned off. I'm going to go ahead and start with this nice brown shade called Royal Prerogative. I'm just going to go ahead and tap it. You see these shades are pigmented. I'm sure you've probably seen a tutorial on this video. I mean on this palette before. But, you know, if you haven't, welcome. To the Queen of Hearts experience. I'm just brushing that in my crease, or just going back and forth rather, and windshield wiper motions back and forth. And these shadows do have a little bit of kick up, not too much. The foil shadows are a little softer, but they're very, very pigmented, very smooth and creamy. These are actually my first shadows that I had by Colored Raine, and once I got the palette for myself, I just really saw what all the rave was about, because they have a lot of single shadows available, and I don't have those single shadows, but I do have the vivid pigments, and I like those a lot. I did not get it in the palette form or their Z palette. I put it in my own Z palette because I just didn't want to spend the money for their Z palette, and I had one already. So going back and forth in the crease, just making sure that's all buffed out. And I'm going to go in with this shade called Empress, this nice warm orange. Tap off a little bit on the brush, looks like this. And I'm just going to kind of layer this underneath to warm this crease up. This is like, you know, well, oranges in the crease are still very, very, very popular, but you know, Like like I said, when this palette came out, it was right on trend. So it was definitely a fan favorite. And you can still see sometimes looks being done with this palette, or people talking about it. I remember one day I had this palette on, and right after I got it, and I was like at the MAC counter with my mom, and the lady was like, "Oh, I like your eyeshadow." I was like, "Thanks." Color Raine, Queen of Hearts. She was like, "Oh, really?" Even though like I was at the MAC counter, but you know, whatever. So I got that orange in. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just layer it a little bit more because I want to. Because no reason, just because I want to. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna switch brushes, and I'm gonna go in with my little Sephora crease brush right here, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Ladyship. This color is so beautiful, this magenta color right here. I mean, the mattes, their mattes are like great. Even like, let me know if you want to see a video on the pigments, because those are back restocked. And I'm just going to take this purple up into the crease and a little bit on the side. And I was trying to see if I had any fallout, but I actually don't. And see, what I think is great about this palette is like you could do such fun, versatile looks, or you could do definitely everyday looks with this palette. Like, I definitely wore this palette one time to a black tie function, and I used like your Royal Highness because my dress was pewter, like silver pewter color, and it was beaded, and I wore this color with these and probably like Princess or something, and Queen Mother, which is this purple foil shade, and it was gorgeous. It looked great. And these shadows do have a little bit of kick up, but you can just look at the pigmentation. Like that eye have really built up. But I'm gonna go back in with this eye. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take my first brush again, and I'm gonna go back with Empress. Tap it off a little bit. Just make sure that orange is still showing. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with my Tarte brush right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and take your Majesty. I'm gonna swatch it for you first. Look at that. Look at that. It's like the foils in here are so nice, so rich, so creamy. You don't even need, like, this is Royal Highness, the other shade I was talking about. You don't need any like Fix Plus. This is Noble Woman. Like, you can put it on there if you want it, but I mean, you don't have to have it, you know. It's just nice kind of going back in your old palettes that you haven't used before. Does anybody like do that? Like, you know, it's just nice, you know. Like, it's so crazy. Like, makeup is just, it's like so fast paced. It's crazy. Like, nobody would ever think about makeup being so fast paced unless you're like involved in the makeup community, or really like paying attention, or a makeup community, or just paying attention to what's going on in the makeup community, or if you're like a makeup lover or collector, or even if you're a lover, sometimes you just like, before Instagram and before I was following Trend Mood One and really watching YouTube, oh my gosh. So I just kind of put this shade right here. This was Your Majesty, and I just simulated like I did a cut crease. I mean, these foil shades are so good, like you don't even need to do a cut crease. Like, look, it was like little effort. Like, why haven't I used this palette more? Hence the reason why I'm doing like Fan Favorite Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Did you guys buy anything for Black Friday? Like, I have a little bit of a haul, but I was trying to figure out if I should show it or not, because Pat McGrath opened up her vault, And I got the everything kit, and it came with like 6 lipsticks that were in her stick. What's the name? I didn't even know these existed like back in the day, because I think I only really became really aware of Pat McGrath's brand when she released like the eye kits, like the dark matter and the those eye kits, the bronze and the copper. But I picked that up. That was like 30% off. The everything kit with the lip glitters, that's what I was looking for. When she put that picture on, I was like, I got the Blitz Trans lipsticks. I was like, no, I wanted to look like that picture. And to find out it was the Lust Everything for glitter. So I actually, I did pick that up. So I don't know. Let me know if you want to see it. Like, my Pat McGrath videos do very well on my channel. So just let me know if you want to see it. Look at this gold shade. Look how pretty. Look how pretty. How pretty. Boom, boom, boom. Look, these shadows are great, you know? Great. And I usually don't do like a brow bone highlight, but I'm going to just take a little bit of this color called Air. Like your heir to the throne. And I'm just going to tap it off. I'm just going to put a little bit right there. And it'll kind of help clean up our transition shade. I very seldom like putting anything up there sparkly. Okay. So, I'm going to do my wing liner and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I got my wing liner on and I use my NYX Vinyl liquid eyeliner for that. I'm trying to find it. I'm like, what did I do with it? So I can show it to you. The NYX Vinyl liquid eyeliner. And you know, I don't think I've ever showed you the applicator, but it looks like this. And I've really been enjoying this eyeliner just because it is pretty simple to work with. I mean, if you're a beginner and you're not used to doing liquid liner or eyeliner with felt tip pens, it could be a little bit intimidating, but I love how black it is. And then I also love how it goes over thick shimmer shadows. Like, this shadow has a lot of body to it, as you saw when I swatched it. So you know, I just love how it performs, because some of those pens, like I really like my Fenty Beauty eyeliner, but it kind of bleeds right here. Like, it'll mix in with the shimmer shade and I'll kind of have to go over it a few times in order for it to perform and get this much intensity. But you know, like, NYX is very affordable. You can pick it up usually Ulta Beauty, your local beauty supply, and some Walgreens does carry NYX now. So I'm gonna go back in with the palette and I'm gonna go ahead and take my Tarte brush. I lined my bottom waterline with the Sigma pencil, and I'm going to go ahead in with I was thinking about taking Noble Woman, but I think I'm going to take Queen Mother. So this is Queen Mother right here, and I'm going to take it on my bottom waterline. It just gives it a nice little purple pop. Okay, and there's the eye look. Oh, let me add a little bit of mascara to my bottom. I have my Bad Girl Bang right here. Okay, so there is the eye look. Oh, actually, I do think, hold on, I want to do like a little inner corner highlight. I was like, I keep saying I'm finished, but I'm like, I'm really not. So let me make sure my brush is clean. Because you know me, I don't like it when my shades overlap. So I'm going to go ahead with Crown, which is a nice little shimmer shade. It's light. I'm going to do a little bit right in there. And a little tear duct. And I'm just going to kind of lightly blend that in, because I don't like it when it's just like just a glob, a shadow right there. So I kind of like to blend it in. And there you go. Okay. So we got the eye look going. Look how simple that was, okay? Now this is like what started it all for me with Color Raine, like the liquid lipsticks. And this is Cherry Blossom. Oh my goodness. And if you haven't seen Cherry Blossom, I'm gonna like blot my lips, because I have a little bit of lip balm on them. And You know, with liquid lipsticks, you don't want anything like super moisturizing, well, not like super oily on your lips. I do a little bit of this lip balm, but I tend to like blot it off when I get ready to put my lipstick on, so the lipstick is not everywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and just throw this on real quick. Look at it. If this is not the perfect red, I don't know what is. This is Cherry Blossom by Colored Raine. I'm taking my little clips out. Try not to drop stuff like I usually do. Let's see. Find my brush just in case I look a little crazy. So what do we think about the look? I mean, how easy was this? I mean, it was just such a joy to go back and play with this palette. You know, when you go back in your collection, you're just reminded of all the good things you have. And I know if you're anything like me, you're buying makeup all the time. And just because I'm here on this platform with you doesn't mean I'm just necessarily buying things just to test out for you. I buy this makeup out of my own pocket, so I have to be smart about my purchases. But I like to use my old things, and even still I'm buying makeup all the time, and sometimes things just get lost in the shuffle and you don't get a chance to use it. So I was glad to just kind of think about the Flashback Friday and just maybe put a little bit couple twists on it and just bring you things that maybe we had forgotten about, or maybe it wasn't even that long ago, but we're on to the next thing and it was 3 weeks ago. We're like, we forgot, let's revisit it. So there it is. But I will try to promise you, not try, but I will make sure that before I do anything they're like fan favorite Fridays, I will make sure that they are readily available for you at that time to purchase, because it's nothing worse than like me coming on here like it's a fan favorite Friday and you can't purchase it because maybe you don't have it in your collection, you know? So we have to think about that with some people. So, but I do actually want to kind of go ahead and swatch this for you, just for anybody who does not have the palette. So let's see, my fingers are clean. Okay, so we go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead with the top row first. So we have, this is Crown. Then we have Royal Highness. We have Your Majesty. And these are all shimmers except for now. This one is Princess. This is a matte. It's a lighter, more mauve matte. So that's why it's not really picking up very well by the lights. I promise, I'm like looking at myself in the viewfinder. I'm like, I look very light. I promise, I'm really not this light in real life. But in order for you all to see me the way I need you to see me, I gotta have a lot of lights on. Okay, so this is Empress. That was that shade I put in my crease. This is Queen Mother. This is Air. Then we have Royal Highness. And that was that mid-tone brown. It's not really showing up on there, but it definitely showed up on my eyes. That was the first transition color I went in with. Wiping my fingers off. Let's see. We have the last 4 shades. Let's see. We have Noble Woman. We have Ladyship, which is, I use that as well. We have Duchess, and I'm at my elbow. No surprise, huh? And then we have Dethrone. That's like the worst watching in America, but hey y'all. Silly. But these are the shades. So just in case if you're interested in the palette, you know, like I said, it's still available. It's still a favorite. I still see like lots of Instagram accounts promoting the Queen of Hearts palette, and I definitely think it's a palette that you should check out. I do believe Colored Raine does discount codes, so if you see a person with a coupon code or affiliate link, you can save off money there. Not to mention, check out their website, put your email address in. They are always having sales. Like they just had a big Black Friday sale. I'm sure they're gonna have another Christmas time sale. The liquid lipstick performs well. It's the perfect red. I mean, it is blue red. It makes my teeth look super duper white. And It performs well. It's not very drying. You can wear it all day. I think they have, Color Raine has phenomenal products. So if you have not tried Color Raine, you should try them, okay? You saw how that shimmer went on. I did not have to wet it, and it just kind of like cut its creases. I mean, like, this is a go-to eye look, you know what I mean? Like, if you, maybe you just want to tone down the transition colors, just depending on where you're going, but it's a go-to eye look, you know? So I'm glad that you guys stopped by today, and I appreciate you stopping. Let me wipe off my fingers. I'm like standing here because I'm like, I got eyeshadow on my fingers. But I'm so glad you guys stopped by today and checked out my channel. Let me know how you enjoy this style of video. Like I said, I plan to do it on Fridays. It's not going to be every Friday, but you know, maybe every third Friday or a few Fridays in between. So this is episode 1. So I'm so glad you stopped here today and check my channel out and watch some other videos. Subscribe to my channel and comment down below and give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you very soon in my next video. I'm so glad to be here with you today, and I'm so glad for my subscribers and everybody who's joining me. You guys just don't know, like, this has just been like the best little journey ever. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye, YouTube. Oh, and I don't even think I danced for you in my last video. Now I gotta hit my chair. So, kill 'em with the shoulders. Okay, bye.